Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to week 4 of A Link to the Past League Season 2. We've got a mystery match here between Dracarys of Clown Parade and Arusta of the Long Shots. Clown Parade sitting on 12 points, the Long Shot sitting on 3. We do not totally know what we've got today, but we can tell a couple of things from Dracarys' menu there. We do not have Assured Sword. We do not have Randomizer for you today. And beyond that, we'll find out here in a few minutes. So this is, I believe, the last day of Mystery Seeds. The week's been pretty exciting. We might be in for like a 50-minute run if it's some kind of 3 crystals to kill Ganon, fast Ganon. I think the longest match of the week has gone 3.5 hours, so we'll see what we get here. To answer chat, you can actually tell on the menu if it's Randomizer because it will have some extra characters next to where it says delete file. The Randomizer puts, I think it's like English V1 or V31 or something like that. Yeah, we're not necessarily moving on to nicer things. It's just next week we know in advance it will be cross keys, cross world entrance randomizer key sanity. There is some text leading into, like in the intro text, there's a way apparently to tell some more information, but we did not get that. So Dracarys at least is off here. We've got ourselves a standard start. So we won't know if it's entrance for, 6-7 minutes. All right, no kind of map compass shuffle. I believe that was a pendant at Eastern and red crystal at Tower of Hera with a normal crystal at Desert. Not 100% sure I saw it right. And we've got a bomb start for escape. A lot of runners actually like to see that. It rewards technical play, and it also means you don't have to worry about getting a bomb to get those chests in the back of escape, because as long as you don't have to use all 10, you'll have them. And hopefully we'll see Arusta get going here. May have been a stream delay error or something of that sort. But for the moment, we'll focus on what we can see. And Dracarys will line up the bombs here. Very nice in that room. Okay, just to let everybody know what's going on here, it seems like Arusta may have set a stream. These runners are on a stream delay. Arusta may have set theirs a little longer than is standard for this league. We'll do a sync up when we can. So, meanwhile, Dracarys has gotten flippers. And using the pots here to conserve some more bombs. Down to 4 for the key rat, and you definitely want to save 1. Pretty loaded escape sequence so far with flippers and gloves both. And Dracarys just running through the castle here. Okay, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this set up. So only the delay, I think, is different. It's the runners were still actually running this at the same time, so it'll be fine once we get this done. Yeah. So we'll see Arusta run through this. And then, in about 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, we will be good to go for the rest of this race. So we did get a map check on Dracarys' side. We know it is not MC Shuffle. It could still be Entrance Randomizer. So Arusta's going to just see this same information. And we'll see if in about 3 minutes, if Arusta's ahead or behind during this sequence. With the same level of execution, would expect to be slightly ahead since Arusta did not do a map check yet. To those in chat requesting me sing, you don't want that. A little bit of trouble with this first guard on bombs, but gets it. May not be as practiced at the bomb start. Not super familiar with Arusta. There was a tournament at one point that used standard open right after the Uncle weapon got randomized, and a lot of runners got very familiar with this bomb open at that point. But more recent events haven't done as much standard, so maybe out of practice on that. Does need to be careful here. Yeah, that's unfortunate. The good part of this is you will, during this standard open for bombs, you will refill on bombs upon taking a death. As you can see, Arusta is at 10 bombs again instead of 6. Same will happen with any kind of magic open, Cane of Burna, Cane of Samaria, Fire Rod. Hopefully this next attempt will go a little bit better. Just kind of got trapped in the corner there with the guard and the bomb. So Dracarys is going to be a little bit ahead coming out of this escape sequence, and only about another 45 seconds, and then we'll be synced back up. Oh, that was very nicely done. And there's the flippers for Arusta. All right. So, we'll see what Dracarys finds here in Dark Cross. Oh, more bombs. I guess you don't have to be quite so conservative with them. But no issues at all with Keyrat for Dracarys. Keyrat is the true boss of the escape sequence, especially on some of the trickier weapons like bombs. Not much in the way of rewards back there, though, but will be an item in Sanctuary Chest with the map being found there. And Dracarys looking at about a 615 escape, 610, somewhere in that neighborhood. Not bad with bombs. Bombs are one of the slower weapons. And we'll see if this is entrance or not. Doesn't look like it. It is, I guess, possibly low rolled. And it just shuffled that entrance back to its normal location. But so far, not a lot to indicate anything out of the ordinary about this seed. Nice cash on, I'm assuming that's the tier 2 tree pull. And we're getting an early lumberjack check here from Dracarys. Just a heart piece today, though. So for those just getting in, so far we know a standard start, no Randomizer, and unlikely on entrance shuffle. And that's about it. Yes, that death did hurt Arusta some, coming out of escape close to 2 minutes behind, about 1:45. But plenty of time to make it up in the seed. So we'll get these early Kakariko checks on Dracarys' side. A shield is the only thing worth mentioning in there, and I only mentioned it because there was nothing else. No swordless either, as we find a sword. Sword and some Zora money, which we do have access over to Zora. Also the blue boomerang, if that is of interest to you. 20% back from the bottle vendor. So really, it's just what the goal is, and then if the item pool might be at a level above normal that we still aren't certain about. Also, whether it's all items or all locations, but honestly, we might not even know that by the end. All right, let's see what's waiting for us here. 10 arrows in the library. Dracarys not going straight into the race game. Going to check it out first, and definitely not walking back around for 20 rupees. Yeah, it's 100% not any kind of shuffle because the map check would not have given us any information on any kind of item pool shuffle. Okay. Hobo giving us money. I think it's the pocket change is supposed to go the other direction, but getting these early flipper checks out of the way looks like. We're swimming over to the ice rod cave. It's grazed by one of those crabs for half of his health. Needs to be a little cautious. Just more bombs in Ice Rod Cave. To answer a question in chat, it is actually not possible to have the randomizer roll the vanilla layout because Pod's key logic won't allow for it, I believe. I suppose in a no logic seed it could happen, but it's like winning the Powerball 12 times in a row or something. Ooh, and a moon pearl over there on Zora's ledge. The hook shot in the dam, which Dracarys has not visited yet. That's always nice to have early. We're still going to need to be a little cautious here in Mini Moldorm Cave. Down to half a heart. Does not want to take another death. Puts that hook shot to good use, though. Dracarys going to walk over there, not having the hook shot yet. And then gonna double back over to the dam and then probably ending with Agina's cave. No other reason to do dam after Mini Moldorm Cave. Okay. Let's see what the old man is hiding from us today. Nothing of importance. I kind of like routing that in early, though. It can be a source of an advantage. Looks like Dracarys is heading over towards Eastern. Probably the densest location left if you're not going to break logic and go up to Death Mountain. Now there's our logical access to Death Mountain, and Dracarys is not going to continue into Eastern with good reason. That gives us access to, I guess that's 9 items within logic plus the old man, if you want to just do that dark room. Going to activate that right away. Early flute is always something you love to see as a runner, just to get around the map a lot quicker. Of course, we still have no idea what our goal is today. And let's see where Arusta heads. Okay, that's the right direction. Gonna get the flute as well here momentarily. Old man just has a big 20, so no worries about keeping track of where the lamp is by that. Ooh, Ether sitting up on top of Spectacle Rock. Good to know where that is. We may or may not need it today. We're still getting a bit of information there, so we know Thieves Town is our green pendant today. Still might be required. It could be all dungeons or pedestal, or there could actually be something on the pedestal. Ooh, but continuing on to Eastern, so if there is something in here, this could be very good for Arusta, who was, you know, a minute or two behind from where they were converging. But the hammer up on Death Mountain, and that is our Dark World access. Master Sword as well. And the mirror, so pretty loaded Paradox Cave. That mirror gives us that Ether Medallion. We can also now get to Hera both ways with the mirror and the hammer. Still, if there's a vanilla bow in here, this could really help Arusta. Otherwise, it's probably going to hurt. Even if it is a bow, this is a pendant, so unless it's a pet or all dungeon seed, kind of irrelevant. Dracarys gonna do the Hera pot. ₹5 is not what Arusta was hoping for. We're gonna go ahead to the vanilla big key chest. Dracarys gets Hera pot without too much trouble. Does actually have the big key, so it can just drop down and grab that chest. For 10 arrows. And Bombos, so we don't have to worry about going down to the basement. Bombos is nice. That's possibly our Ice Palace entrance until we find the Fire Rod. As well as Mire and Turtle Rock, of course. And just a big 20 in the vanilla big key chest in Eastern, so comes up without anything out of Eastern of note, and gonna go activate that flute and head up to the mountain as well. Dracarys gets on the board with the first crystal of the match. That is also one of our 5/6 crystals. Might not even need it, of course. It could be a ped seed still. And gonna snag the Ether Medallion right quick while Dracarys is right here for it. Ooh, our other 5/6 is Misery Mire. Our last pendant is Skullwoods. And then gonna do Spiral Cave right quick. So Dracarys cleaning out Light Death Mountain other than Ether Tablet. And I'm guessing we're going to see what the goal is before too much longer. It would be a little surprising if Dracarys didn't go do Hype Cave after this and then go up to Pyramid. I'm gonna laugh if it ends up being a ped seed and we're like 2 items from go mode, half an hour in. First time in Hype Cave, just some more money. Don't really need that. Already done a Zora check and back up to Zora money just about. Magic powder and cash. So powder's as good as it gets in there. That is checkable at least, so that's 1 item at some point. Arusta getting all of these items from Paradox Cave, the true hype cave of this seed and most seeds. Okay, 5 crystals and defeat Ganon, looks like, because the pyramid is not open. Mitts on pyramid, though, so it is nice to get sent over here for that goal. Those might have sat there a little while in a seed where you already knew what you had to do. That said, while it is 5 to make Ganon vulnerable, we don't actually know the GT entry requirement, so if that's 7, it's effectively a 7/7. It is not potentially bow mode. They definitely need a fire source if they want to kill Ganon. So Dracarys going to go for these Dark Death Mountain checks. Kind of like this. Find out for sure how many crystals you need. Weirdly, your main full clearable crystal right this moment is Ice Palace. But my eyes were slow. I actually did not see what that requirement was. Chat is telling me it was Ether. In which case, we got that over on Spectacle Rock. So, you know, once we get the Cane of Samaria and some rods, we can do that. That mail confirms this is a normal item pool. Even hard does not have blue mail. Arusta having a little trouble with Muldarm there, getting center hold there. Six crystals to get into Ganon's Tower makes it effectively a 6/6. With that cave, gonna get a Spike Cave check. For 3 bombs. Not terribly exciting. It is not fast Ganon. We saw the pyramid. The pyramid was not filled with a giant hole, so it is defeat Ganon. That said, it's still randomizer, so there's all kinds of potential for terrible things. We haven't seen quite a lot of items yet. Oh, yep. Okay, we do have everything we need for Swamp, and that's where Dracarys is going to head. So we're definitely going to need the Cane of Samaria because both Mire and Turtle Rock are crystals. Definitely going to need a fire source, of course. Potentially not the fire rod itself. I mean, it's entirely likely that what your 6 crystals are is going to be forced by some item that's required for one of the crystals being in GT itself. First item in Swamp Palace, just a heart piece. Dracarys coming in here to full clear the place pretty early. It's hard not to understand why, given 6 items. Single most dense of the crystals that could be full cleared. Other ones that are open right now fully are ice and potentially desert if it is not boots locked. But we don't have a fire source. We will need a fire source to get the line though. And Arusta is going to learn the goal here in a couple minutes, most likely. Okay. Looks like Dracarys is going to do diver down here. The bomb setup's a little trickier, according to the people who actually know how to do it at all, of which I am not one. So. Now, logically, these rooms should be filled with water, and Dracarys' Link should be drowning, but, it's fine. Dracarys going in for this Argus fight. The Master Sword version of the fight is not too bad. Gonna double up on some puffs with Master Sword spends. Pretty nice so far. And clears them all out there. No rods or anything, so just going to have to use Master Sword spends for phase 2. And Argus is down cleanly for crystal number 2. Just another big 20 there. Probably going to come back in for the remaining items. Yep. Arusta continuing to run through. We'll see how Arusta routes this, if they do left side first or not. We saw the map. I do not think we saw the compass, so there should be 2 items left in here because we didn't see the big chest either. And yeah, it does look like Arusta is going to do the left side first. So a high five of water filling. And we'll see if the remaining item is anything. If not, swamp kind of dry, but we are going to want that crystal. Yep, and vanilla big key chest is the compass. Knowing that Dracarys gets to skip out on it, or still will use like an extra 10 seconds walking over here. Stumpy's been fletching up some arrows there. See the dig game here as Arusta heads towards Argus. A lot of digs in this dig game. For a heart piece. Very sad. Yeah, the routing is going to work out nicely here for both runners being able to do the front-side Smith sequence in the initial trip up to Village of Outcasts, assuming that's what Arusta decides to do as well. Arusta gets gotten by that door. That's right, Arusta does not have mitts yet. Yes, thank you, chat. Probably will head up to Pyramid anyway. Hasn't seen the goal. Yep, there's our first bottle, so Not a terrible place for it. Can just mirror over and check sick kid. Not a lot out of these checks yet. Yes, for those just coming in, this is a 6 crystal seed defeat Ganon, effectively. It's only 5 to damage Ganon, but it's 6 to get in GT, so the 5 doesn't help. Ooh, but that helps. Fire Rod in the purple chest. That item was one of the remaining keys to the seed in a lot of ways. We really wanted to find a fire source that gives us Desert Palace as clearable. Maybe, depending on boots. Also, one of the items we still needed for Turtle Rock. Also, we needed a fire source of some kind to kill Ganon. And to clear GT. Opens up Thieves. Thieves is our green pendant. I'm interested to see how much of Thieves Dracarys does, if any. Probably at least the front 4, but may depend on the item layout beyond that. And Arusta heading to Pyramid looks like definitely something they need to do, because not only is the goal there, the myths are there. And just the key there. Well, not the most loaded. Wow. Okay. 0 for 4 on Thieves Town. I don't actually think I've seen an 0 for 4 Thieves Town in quite a while, especially from a pendant. That's just rude. So gonna continue because there are effectively 5 items left in here with the green pendant turn in. And we have already seen this catfish check. I don't remember exactly what it was other than unimportant. Yeah. You can get up to 1,200 rupees. I'm pretty sure Drac did that. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright, and Arusta going to head into Village of Outcasts from the portal there, rather than taking that south route that Dracarys did from Swamp. Ooh, and the tempered sword there. Not required, but certainly nice. It gets you some of the time back if neither line nor the green pendant are hiding anything. No problems with blind. We'll see how long it is before we find out what that green pendant hides. In the book within the Village of Outcasts in the C-shaped house, we already had access to desert, so that is just 2 items that can be checked. As well as, the opportunity to do a ped check while you're here if you really want to. We're going to get a graveyard ledge check here. Turns his nose up at a second bottle with a bee in it. We'll get a mire shed check here. We have access to mire Probably not wanting to go in there without that Canis Mario, though. Arusta picking up Tempered on his own trip through the back of Thieves' Town. Well, let's find out if we need boots for desert. We do. That is a big key. We might not need desert, in fairness, so boots are not hard required. They could, in fact, be in GT. Any of boot, size rod, or bow could be in GT, I believe. If any of them are, although it'd have to be both bows, then the 6 crystals will be forced. I don't know that I agree with going into Mire when you've got ice full clearable. That is a devotion to hating ice that I don't have myself, Dracarys, but I can respect it. I mean, if this is a vanilla red cane or French vanilla, then it'll be an amazing play. I'm just very surprised by it. Ooh, and a Godmire on top of it. Big key is only there if you are looking for items in here, of course. Alright, well, find our first item pretty quickly with the mushroom. May or may not even be able to get the other one. We might just find small keys in the dungeon items if Vitreous has it. To answer a question in chat, or for anybody watching on VOD later, Misery Mire is one of the dungeons where how long it takes varies greatly in Go mode based on the big key location. If it is on that chest that it was in there on the bridge, then that's considered a Godmire because you basically will check that chest first, and it makes a Go mode Misery Mire very short. The second chest is also usually referred to that way. If it's somewhere like the cutscene chest, then Go mode Misery Mire is not very short. Let's find out if that Meyer dip was right by turning in a mushroom. No. All right, that's enough to get Dracarys to go do Ice Palace. Okay, good. Arusta doing the Smith sequence is going to get the Fire Rod here. I'm not going to attempt to do Ice Palace key logic other than to mention that it would logically be locked by the Cane of Samaria that we're missing if a small key is on Cold Stare. Doesn't really matter since we can't get to GT without the Cane this seed anyway. So with no Cane of Samaria, those of you who may have missed this of late, you get to see an Ice Palace bomb jump. Very nicely done. It looks like Dracarys has not let that particular jump fall out of his head yet. Let's see. Kind of expecting there to be something in ice. We are starting to run not super low on locations, but a little light. Ooh, is this going to be a Bombos check on Arusta side? I do not believe we've seen this yet from Dracarys, so this is potentially quite nice. Opportunity for Arusta to make up some ground if this is like the red cane. And it is! That could be huge. So that's going to be a Misery Mire completable for Arusta. And then an Ice Rod away from Turtle Rock as well. big chest of ice having the single arrow. Dracarys using bombos, not having enough magic to fire rod it out, but we'll get some fire rod shots courtesy of that. Not any. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. They do get away, but without much health left. Not sure how that fire rod shot missed, to be honest. I actually forgot Arusta had not done Ice Rod Cave. So Meyer is gonna give Arusta access to 2 more items in the Pyramid Fairy that Dracarys won't have until getting over to Bombos. This might be ice first, though. Let's see. Yeah, okay. We'll be able to Icebreaker this if he knows the trick. And this might be Skull Woods out of Dracarys. Yeah, looks like it. So 2 items in here, might get a ped check as well. Ped is still alive for Ice Rod or Boots if the other is in GT. There may be something else I'm not thinking of as well. Oh, hey, our lamp. If the second bow is on pedestal, then they will not be picking that up. Looks like Arusta may also not know the Icebreaker glitch, so we'll probably see a bomb jump here. Or not. We might just see the, way the developer intended you to do Ice Palace. I mean, other than that cane letting you skip a key. If you're full clearing anyway, the time difference is not that big. You can do Misery Mire first in vanilla. And we're going to get a Mothula fight here. So, that lamp is definitely logically required, but we do have the fire rod, don't really need it. Oh, no! Now, that might be required, and it depends on where boots and the bows are. I guess not on the bows, because we need the bow to get to bed. So it depends on where the boots are. Because Eastern is one of our pendants. So, in fact, it's our remaining pendant. So if we see the bow, Dracarys will probably go ahead and do Eastern. So that book that I was kind of dismissive of earlier is super important between locking Red Cane and giving the knowledge about where Ice Rod is. Just a seed reminding you that even when the settings aren't that spicy on a mystery seed, the randomizer itself is capable of providing joy to the audience. So for those who might be coming in late, here's what we know. This is effectively a 6/6 seed. It is 6/5, but defeat cannon, so the /5 doesn't help us. Desert and Turtle Rock are crystals. Desert is boots locked. We do not have any idea where the boots are, so they could very well be in GT. The Ped is the Ice Rod. We're going to need a bow to get to that, but we're going to need a bow probably anyways. We're definitely going to need a bow now, actually, because there's no way to get to GT without it. So because if they are lucky, the boots will be found somewhere along the way. We don't need the Ice Rod because we won't need the TR Crystal. Also, the Red Cane is on Bombo's tablet, which Arusta has, but Dracarys doesn't. So this is an opportunity for Arusta to make up some time with that cane advantage. Dracarys dipped Misery Mire earlier without the cane, did find both items, nothing of use. Not anything too interesting in pod so far. I am wondering a little, from what I've seen off Arusta so far, I'm not certain that... And there's the bow and pod, okay. I'm not totally certain if they're comfortable with the Mire Dark Rooms or not. They might want that lamp before going there. So this is going to be interesting in turn. That means that Dracarys is going to be able to mirror over and complete Eastern. And wow! Okay, sure. Okay. So both of our bows are in pod like 15 seconds apart. So Arusta is going to need to do a dip for that at some point. I believe that brings us to now no mode, as Dracarys would be in go mode with the red cane. Arusta is several pieces of information away there. Hasn't been up to Dark Death Mountain even, so does not know the GT entry requirement. But that opens up a decent amount that Dracarys can do. It's really how long it'll be before Dracarys gets over to that Mambo's tablet. Ice Rod is on pedestal. Dracarys now has everything he needs to pull it. That being said, like, Arusta doesn't know where Ice Rod is. Arusta has not seen that it's on pedestal and might do a Turtle Rock dip. Dracarys obviously won't do a Turtle Rock dip without the Cane of Samaria. Okay. So Dracarys is going to be able to finish Helmosaur here with this single silver arrow. But the bows within pod are just enormous. We know for sure Arusta will have to get over there. There's no hope of getting bailed out by the second bow since they are both within pod. And, oh boy, that might be the play. Yeah, I feel like at this point, I'm fairly comfortable saying Arusta might not be totally comfortable with that Mire Dark Room. I don't know how they feel about the pod ones. I mean, I can say personally that's actually my ranking. I will do the pod ones, but I would not do the Mire ones within a race. The lamp is in the front of Skullwoods. Oh, it might just be a GP turn-in. Let's see. But no, he took the mirror, so he's going to do pod. To be totally technical, we're like in 95% no mode because the GT Big Key could still be on the torch. Yeah, the Dark Maze actually is not too bad. The first Meyer Dark Room is really the rough one of the three. But we'll see. I mean, Arusta, within V31, even without the lamp, the first bow is in logic because it's in the rupee hallway, and Arusta has the fire rod. And I wasn't counting items in Eastern. I'm not totally sure if there's one on Armos Nights or not. Nope, just the map. But that will give Dracarys access to that ice rod. No real reason to go pick it up until you get the cane. And there aren't that many places Dracarys can check for that cane. This might actually be the other tablet check. Spike Cave was checked by Dracarys earlier. It was 3 bombs, I think. It was not anything important. So this is a single item check. Yeah, this is Bombos, and I think this might actually be Dracarys' last in logic check. I can't think of anything else. So once Dracarys gets this, we'll probably flute, that long distance over to 6 and clear out Meyer, and then be off to the races. Graveyard Ledge was checked. Dracarys routed that in earlier. Yep, and already dipped Meyer, so going to be able to just go straight to Vitreous. And while Dracarys is doing this and Arusta's heading towards Helmasaur, give both of our runners a follow. They've been putting on a great show for us this afternoon, or whatever time zone it might be for them. And both of them deserve your follow. It's Dracarys and Arusta. Dracarys having to go hit that switch the good old-fashioned way. But Silver Arrow is going to make this fight less difficult than it is in Vanilla, let's just say. Just a little easier. So yeah, there is still that chance that the boots are locking the GT big key, but it is a very small chance at this point. And even if they are, with a 6 crystal requirement, I think it's 9 non-pre-filled items in GT. So it becomes very likely that the boots would be within GT itself. All right, chat. Here's your opportunity to shine. Enjoy the ped pull. And yeah, it looks like Arusta's, well, hasn't done Dark Death Mountain in general, but probably going to dip TR while up here. It is actually still possible that pet is not required. Like, the boots could be within Turtle Rock. But then you're, single dipping Turtle Rock and not finishing it. But yeah, it's definitely more likely that the boots are going to be somewhere within GT. We might even run across them here. A little bit of trouble there with the enemy. Gets the news on the GT entry requirement. Gonna check Ether as well while over here. And with that big key placement, should be able to skip the vanilla big key chest in the lava room. Handling the chain chomp room pretty cleanly as Arusta does hookshot cave. Getting that cape. And yeah, Arusta is going to do a TR dip. Unless the boots are in here, this is gonna hurt some. But I think the gap is too wide at this point anyway. I don't really think there's anything Arusta could do from here to make it up. A little trouble there with the fire room. I don't know if... Okay, it does have a blue potion. We'll have to burn it there. Dracarys gonna maybe powder an anti-fairy here? Yeah. That makes me feel a little better. You don't want to take a death to Trinex with no safety door. And it should be a pretty quick Trinex fight. No gold sword to go for the 0 cycle. But pretty slick 1 cycle should be doable here. It does get knocked off by the middle head, but into the last phase already. And some people already in chat spamming those numbers down. Thank you to our tracker for getting that started, because I can never remember the commands. 22 locations where it could be. You know, the funniest are either 1, 3, or 7, depending on how Dracarys routes this. Or I guess 8 if he's a complete lunatic. Yeah, gonna find out right away. That is 5 rupees. Dracarys is officially in go mode. Oh, and that is a butter sword in Mimic Cave. Dracarys going with Dark Magician strats. Getting through these rooms on the right side pretty cleanly. And there's a shovel. Nothing on the right. Didn't get the key there, but had already grabbed a lot of small keys from chests and won't be opening the center door. Should be fine. And nothing so far even really interesting in GT. So the one chest that was not checked by Dracarys was in fact the boots on Laser Bridge. So PED was not required. Although I'm not actually sure that PED wasn't just faster. That would have been amazing with a GT big key on torch, though. Given that you would end up having to full clear Turtle Rock effectively, other than Trinex anyway. And Bob's torch has the big key, so that's what, 17, right? Yeah. 18. Math is easy. (22 minus 4 is 17. It's fine. This seed ended up having lots of little pieces of joy throughout. We are kind of good on information. Dracarys making his way through the gauntlet here. Getting a nice little boost from the laser there. This is actually a seed that would have been really fascinating to see as a spoiler log race, since it had that choice. Let's see what Arusta does next. I think that dark room is just not something he's interested in doing. Must not have checked if it was fast Ganon or not earlier. As Dracarys gets a rematch with Moldorm 2. A nice green potion before the Ganon fight, if you want to do cape strats or something. Just misses on a couple of those reflected shots for a single. I think that was also a single. I think Aghanim was in the wall. Not totally sure if that was one or two, gonna be honest. That was definitely two, and one of the earlier ones must have been two as well. And here we go. Pretty sure you're in the wrong game, Ganon. And yeah, just gonna turn on the cape and hammer away. Arusta will get to take advantage of this Godmire. Good setup for a double at least. Not a triple. Ganon got to the edge there. Yep, and everybody get your GGs in chat for Dracarys, who takes down Ganon. Gonna finish with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, 42 seconds. To take this race for the mighty Clown Parade. And yeah, Arusta having a little trouble with this first Dark Room. Does get it there, and that is the worst of the dark section generally. And we'll see if Dracarys wants to join us for an interview or not. And there we go. Arusta gets through it. So about to fight Vitreous for that 6th crystal as well. And gets it easily. So we'll be heading up to Ganon's tower here in a moment. We are joined by today's winner, Dracarys. GG.
GG. Good seed.
Yeah, I'm not sure when exactly you might have tuned into the restream. If you have yet, did you see where the boots were?
Yep, I saw where the boots are. And of course, they are in one of the chests and Laser Bridge that I skipped.
Yeah, it was a really interesting seed. So that ice rod on Ped wasn't actually required, and in fact, Arusta is going to finish the seed without it. But it might have been the faster way.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go through Turtle Rock anyway. I mean, you don't have to do the pendants if you don't get the ice rod. But I was so late to my bow and my cane anyway that I was just doing the pendants on the way, so it just lined up for me.
Yeah, Arusta's going to have avoided ever stepping into Skull Woods, but actually did an eastern dip like very early in the seed, right after getting the flute. So didn't really save time on that one. But yeah, that and the red cane location, like there were actually, one of the problems with 6/6 seeds in general is that a lot of times it's kind of an illusion of choice, but this one actually had a really interesting choice.
Yeah, for the longest time I assumed the boots would be in GT, and then I was actually surprised when I saw them on Laser Bridge and Research.
That is fair, although you did see most of GT's chests with that big key location and checking some of the chests upstairs.
Yeah, I was still hoping to at least have boots for the last 2 rooms of GT, but nope.
So yeah, I'm actually curious on one thing. What made you decide to go up and check Ether before pulling Ped? I actually would have thought you'd grab the ice rod just in case that ended up being your red cane.
Mostly because I was not planning on doing Turtle Rock even if I found the cane up there, because I had to climb them out an additional time for GT anyway. So if I found the cane up there, I would have done Mire and then grabbed my ice rod.
Okay, so yeah, we do have another race starting soon, but any other thoughts on the seed or on the league so far? You ended up getting kind of vanilla-ish settings, and then it turned out a great seed even with that.
Yeah, when I saw that it was standard and then I read the goals, I was like, yeah, this looks like a boring seed. But the seed actually surprised me, and it wasn't that boring at all.
Yeah, but with this, y'all move up to 15 points. Are you running for the cross keys week, or is that one of your weeks off?
No, I'm gonna run the cross keys week. I'm playing Oasis on Wednesday actually. I think Wednesday 6 p.m. I think.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, just right quick, everybody should give a follow to our runners here, Dracarys and Arusta, as well as to our tracker for the day, iBot02. Thank you for helping keep us on track and making me look good as I can. Shout outs to Speed Gaming, especially with some of the syncing stuff going with the restream. And follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6 for more tournament action, as well as the ALTTPR League, and that 1 through 4, I believe. And yeah, I think we might have to cut away for the next race. In which case, just know Arusta does finish this out and put on a pretty good show here. I know he was a sub in for a player who had to leave the league, and it was good to see it today. But thank y'all all. Thank you for joining us here, Dracarys, and again, GG to both of our runners here. And with that, I'm going to clear out to let the next race get set up. And thank you all for joining us today.